Hey everyone, this is a '02 F250 with a 7.3 liter turbo diesel. If you've ever been told that you have an oil leak off the engine and fluid is leaking off from the transmission, different places, and it looks like oil, you may want to verify where it's actually coming from. A lot of times it's coming from the top of the engine around the water separator. The water separator valve, or water fuel separator valve, often starts leaking on them, so it fills up the valley in the top of the engine. And I'll show you here in just a second. A lot of times whenever they're leaking, oil or what looks like oil will be coming off the back around the starter area, or it'll be dripping all the way back and dripping off the end of the pan, the transmission pan, to make it look like you've got an oil leak. But the most common thing that I usually replace is this fuel water separator valve. If you go to the top of the engine, right below your fuel filter, then you'll see a little knob right here, and that's what drains the water out. Well, that little valve there that sits down in there often starts leaking, and then this pipe right here can get broken also. And whenever you go to drain it, it goes in the top of the valley of the engine instead of down the pipe. So what happens is that the valley, everything down in the bottom there gets filled up, and it works its way down underneath and to the back side of the engine, and then falls off the back. So then the diesel fuel starts collecting the debris, the dirt, and all that stuff, and it starts making it look like oil whenever it comes out the bottom. So this is fairly easy to replace. There's 4 bolts on it. They're torque bolts. Now normally the replacement bolts are different size, but this pipe right here can be a little fight for you to get the new pipe on. But I usually put little clamps on there just to make sure it's tight, and then I usually a lot of times we'll pull the valve back with a wire and wrap it around the whole filter so that it helps hold it closed, because a lot of times the new ones for some reason like to spring open also, which this valve right here is actually brand new. This little piece is brand new, and it all came in a whole kit right here, and it's not too hard to change. Now while you're in here, it's also a good time to go ahead and change your fuel filter, because whenever you pull that valve off, all the fuel is going to come out anyway. So just unscrew this top hat right here and take your fuel filter out and go get a new one. It's a great time to replace it. If there's any debris down in the bowl right there, you want to clean it out. A lot of times I will take a cleaner and spray it down in there, and then I'll take air and push it out the back holes where it would actually drain the water for the separator back there, and then that way you get all the debris out of there. But anyway, if you've ever been told that you have an oil leak and they are wanting to do more major repairs, not that you won't have an oil leak somewhere else, but it's a good idea to check this up here, because it makes you think that the bottom or something around the engine on the bottom is leaking, whenever it's actually coming from the top, and it's diesel fuel that's leaking out and going all the way to the bottom and splashing all over the transmission. It'll splash all over the engine, make the engine totally dirty all the way across. So good idea to check that before you have someone do any major repairs on it. Anyway guys, thanks for watching my video. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the like button if you like it today, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching again.